Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about the introverted child and some misconceptions that go along with it because I used to be an introverted child. I know, right? And I'm still, I am definitely not an extrovert. If I had to define myself, I would be like mildly introverted at the time. So I don't consider myself an introvert, but definitely not an extrovert. Like I don't like to be the center of attention at all. So anyway, I wanted to discuss it because I got to thinking about it. I was like, now that I'm an adult, maybe I can shed some light on some things. And also, as you get to know your children, you start to get to know yourself a little better. Isn't that the truth? Right? When I learned a lot about ADHD, I realized, oh, that sounds a lot like me. And so anyway, as far as being introverted, it doesn't mean that your child wants to be alone 100% of the time. It doesn't mean that your child is doomed to be alone forever and ever and ever. Being introverted just means that you kind of prefer the peace and quiet of being with yourself. And it also means that you get overstimulated if you're around too many people and anxious. I think that it's so important to acknowledge if your child is an introvert, that they might need some time with themselves. There's a fine balance though. That's the part that gets tricky because you don't want your child to be alone all the time, and that's not healthy. But in this day and time, it's kind of hard to be by yourself. Even when they're alone, they're not really alone, are they? They might be chatting with friends on their phone or, and I think that part of society has helped introverts a lot because they're able to socialize with others using technology and not actually be alone, not feel alone. And so that part of it, I think, has helped a lot of introverts, including adults. I remember when I was younger, I was so shy and I did not like to be the center of attention. That was my main thing. I did not want to be, noticed. And eventually, as I got older, I remember that I kind of gravitated towards those extroverted people, which is an interesting thing. And I think it's because introverts really want to be social. Introverts really want to be a part of the fun and, they want to belong. It's not that they don't. And they just don't really know how to do it. So for me, I think I hung around a lot of extroverted people because it was fun. I was able to sit back and let them do the work while I was reaping the rewards of making new friends and having fun adventures. And so I remember those years very well. And I've already shared the story, but y'all remember that when I was in middle school, I came home with a black eye and my parents immediately put me in not black belt. I wish. They put me in karate. Okay. And so karate was a very pivotal point for me. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself and how to overcome my shyness and introvert personality. And so I'm not telling you that you need to put your children in karate, but think about ways that you might be able to help your children overcome some of that, those introvert qualities. Because being an introvert in itself is not a bad thing, but you don't want them to grow up to be an adult that is not able to get through the anxiety of being around a group of people, for example. There's going to be times when you have to be around a large group of people for one reason or the other. And so, and also as a parent, you definitely don't want to have to worry about, have another additional element to add on to the struggles and the challenges that you face as a parent. So I know a lot of introverted adults who do very well. And so they're able to manage it quite well. But with an introvert child, you have to deal with anxiety. You have to deal with depression sometimes. You might have to deal with just different challenges that you might not think of. So have an open dialogue with your child if you have an introverted child and see what ways you guys can open up their world to some social opportunities. And know that just because they're introverted child does not mean that that's a bad thing. Because of cell phones has helped open the world up to, these introverted kids, and maybe they can help you become part of that world as well. There's so many different ways of communicating, and that's another post for another day. All right, those are my thoughts. As always, good luck on your journey, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.